Hello, fellow traders. It's been a minute. We've been waiting on this trade for quite some time. Right now, I'm just taking a look at the higher time frames, and I see that we have pushed a severe amount down. And I'm taking a look at what I've got set up in the positions. I've already started with a couple of other positions to start the different strategy that I've been running for the long term and get that process started. So, kind of a 2-in-1 video here, real quick. But what I'm looking at is a partial close of here, or even a full close here, of both of these positions. This will net around about 660, 665. I'm not sure if I entirely want to close it just yet, but I do start to see what looks to be some slowdown. It's not really plowing down much faster. Tokyo Open wasn't very strong to push down either. Another thing that we're kind of looking at here is where did all that volume kind of stop and push back up. So it's like we're getting some trade of hands here in the volumes, which is a bit higher than what we had over here as well. What you notice is when it turns, you get a little bit higher volume in ticks. So I'm going to kind of base a little bit of a guess off of that we're going to probably halt around here. We're pretty close to that 105 level. So let me go ahead and can these positions. We'll go ahead and take that one off, take that one off. And then I'm going to start to see here what we've got. So we had about roughly 667. And I'm going to more than likely thinking take the top one off. But I'm going to let it ride for just a few minutes and see if it's going to come up. I think it might be a good idea to go ahead and take out that topmost position. Close that one down before it gets worse. Which reduces our drawdown and reduces our overall position sizing. So now if it's going against us, it's going to go against us at 2/3 of the speed at which it was before. And I do not have a buy in place, although I would very much like to put another buy in down here. But that will definitely increase our risk and drawdown. So right now I'm just gonna give it a little bit of a ride. We're going a 0.2 long at this point in the Euro USD. And for the other trades, what I've done is just simply taken a guess on some pairs. Set a target, and I'm just gonna walk away. Eventually they're gonna hit the target, and if they don't, I'm gonna wait for them to get just grossly wrong. And then I'm going to do a dollar cost average and just add in a same one, same size, the same direction, and adjust the target down a little bit to where I still make money to cover the swaps, commissions, trading costs, and so on and so forth, and not have to worry about high swap fees or so on. I mean, we're going to pay some in swaps for sure. There's also trading costs, commissions, and so forth, but the profits are going to be way bigger than what we're paying out in regards to trading costs and swaps, so I don't even really bother to count it. I mean, some of these trades have got $23, $30, and you saw we just closed one for $575, $300, $400. So, I mean, these are small percentages that you don't even really have to necessarily stress about when it comes to swaps. A lot of people do. It's no reason to bother with that. I'm going to keep an eye on this, and be sure to subscribe and follow the community tab. I'm going to keep an eye on this for a little bit and leave it open to see if it does start to pull back. If it does, I'm going to leave it as is. If not, I may just put a 0.1 hedge or continue hedging down, but I'm going to leave a bit of room. I'm going to wait and see past 105 before I decide to hedge again. So we're kind of holding steady around this little range here. Had some strong pushback after a strong drop down, and it looks looks like we're just slowing down overall. So in the other strategy, I'm just trading several different pairs that'll have a decent value. We'll go over this a little bit more detail. I don't have much time left now, but currently I've just taken a couple of guesses. CAD JPY, I took a sell earlier and it immediately went against me. In Tokyo, same thing here. Was been going down for a little while, and I put in a sell thinking that in that hourly it was going downwards. That didn't quite work out just yet, but I'm just going to let them go. And let's see where we are with this one. We're actually in a gain with this one, breaking them through the top. If that holds up and goes out, then I'm looking at a target right above. Same for the others. I've just got a target set. If it reaches the target, wonderful. If not, no big deal. I'll just wait for it to go insanely bad, horribly wrong against us, and add another one on top and move the target up to where I make money. Have the two together. Kind of the same strategy that we're taking the approach on with the single pair, but I'm more or less taking about 10, 15, 20 pairs, preferably about 20 pairs, putting a 0.01 on each one. And once I reach about 2,000, I'm going to size up a little bit more and go with a 0.02 on each pair instead of a 0.01. And I'm just running the same thing in this account as I am my personal account that I've already been testing for a while. It's already up 10%. The drawdown is a little bit steep, but I've also added 7 or 8 more pairs as well. So, but we'll get into more of that in depth. Right now I'm going to continue recording both, and we'll see. I'll take a screenshot if I do hedge. If not, I'm going to assume that the euro is just going to ride, and we'll wait for it to come back some. Right now we already do have a profit of 171, so that actually reduces what we need from both of these. As long as the total of both of these are actually less than 171, we can close it out later. I may even opt to buy in a little bit if we start to reach in and shoot back up over the London session. If we start getting above the 106, I may add in another buy and try to see if we can work it out there. But right now we've got a little bit on deposit to work with this other portion of the strategy. We're still working with that 500 in drawdown, and we're at 800 currently with the way we are set. And we had 1527, so we had 600 in drawdown. I had 867 left, so now that means we would have about, that means it should put us around about 1400 for our equity. Well, no, we were leaving 500, so that would put us at 1123, and we just picked up a benefit, so that would actually just say 1000 is our cutoff, and that was our 500 that we had left allowed from the beginning of the series. So judging and looking at the equity, once that equity basically hits basically 1,000, that would be our 500 limit. Right now we're just kind of holding steady, floating still, kind of just floating around this 105.40, 105.56, and so forth. So we're going to see how that plays out. And I will go ahead and wrap this up. I've got to run and get down the road, but that's the little bit of an update of what we're going on and what we're going with. And I've eliminated that topmost position, so that does bring us much further down to right in here for our break even, and takes our value down. If we start to come back up and I add from down here, our break even would then be around here. Probably about right there in that level if I were to add now, but I'm going to hold off and wait and see what happens in the London and just kind of observe for a minute. Let it float just a little bit longer, open at a 0.2 long. So go from there. We've already taken care of the topmost position. We were overloaded for a portion, so they gave us a little bit more of a boost to try to reach that position that was furthest away and still make a gain to the account. So that kind of eases us up a little bit. Not so much. We're at about 625 drawdown, so that means we picked up $75, 75 euro on what we were doing before. So just so we can track that separately in the videos, we're just running the one account right now to keep everything simple. And this will actually kind of benefit in the long run as well. If we end up sticking this out with the euro a little bit longer, this will boost us a little bit here and there. So kind of looking for about a 1% target, 3/4% to 1% target on each trade, and they'll hit. If not, we'll average in, lower the target, and eventually they will hit. So just pretty simple stuff. What we keep doing, making it smaller and spreading it out, so that way we have more closes and lower risk. Pretty easy stuff. We're going to be taking about 100 trades a month, probably, I would assume, if we get in about 30 or so pairs. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to continue to follow through with the hedging and see what we do in the London. And I will catch you on the next one.